Okay, well, if you're wondering why I don't play in public lobbies, there you go.
Performing the duties of his office.
Digby C. Caesar.
No.
Well, hey everybody, thanks for stopping by. I am Digby, this is Agent Pendergast, and today we are back on GTA 5, because as you are no doubt aware, if you were watching this video, Cayo Perico just had a massive nerf to the payouts, and essentially we're here to let you know that you do not have to panic. Now, are you going to be making a little bit less than you're used to? Absolutely. But is it as bad as you think it is? Absolutely not. It is still not that difficult to make over $1 million for what amounts to, 35-40 minutes worth of work total. And yes, while we are taking a pay cut, that pay cut is nowhere near as severe as you think. I have run the heist like 2 or 3 times since the nerf dropped, and, well, hold on, I took a whole bunch of notes here so I could have some math to back myself up. Okay, here, I've got a tequila run that I did prior to the nerf, and I have another tequila run that I did after the nerf. So basically the key numbers we want to look at here are how much our actual loot bag was worth, how much the fencing fee and the Pavel fee came out to, and how much our actual take-home was once we got the Elite Challenge. Because the only real trick to consistently getting over $1 million for this heist every time is you're going to have to do it on hard mode, and you are going to have to get the Elite Challenge. So yeah, if we look at the old school heist, essentially the tequila was 990,000. Secondary targets, we got 556, 244, which means that when I left the island, my loot bag was worth $1,546,244. Now, the fencing fee was $154,000. In fact, yeah, you know what? I'll just start rounding numbers just to make it a little bit easier. But yeah, we'll call the fencing fee $154,000. Pavel's fee was $31,000. So we ended up losing pretty close to 200 grand on that. So we got 1,360,695 for the final take. The Elite Challenge bumped that up, and we ended up with 1,460,695 bucks. But the reason that's key is that when I used to run this heist, no matter what I had for the primary, the secondary, whatever, the general rule of thumb was your final take-home pay was essentially going to be $100,000 less than what you had in your bag when you left the island. So yeah, you were going to lose 100 grand, but whatever you had in your bag minus the 100 was pretty much what you could expect to get for your final pay. Now, if we look at the post-nerf heist, what we've got is tequila sitting at 693,000. We've got a secondary targets take of $518,421, which means our total loot bag when we left the island was $1,211,421. Now, you will notice that the fencing fee has actually gotten considerably cheaper. Rather than the previous $154,000, $155,000, it's only $121,000, so it's $30,000 cheaper already. And then Pavel is $5 grand cheaper at $24,228. So yeah, we've already saved, well, pretty close to $50,000 right off the bat. Now, yes, you are going to have to spend quite a bit more on the setup and stuff. I think it's gone from $25,000 to do hard up to $100,000 to do, well, both hard and easy. But either way, you already made half of that back just on the cut to the fencing fee. And quite frankly, you can make 50 grand, just, do a payphone hit before you launch the heist if you are actually stressed about the 50 grand. However, that's entirely moot because end of the day, our loot bag upon departure from the island was $1,211,000 and change. But our take-home pay from that was actually $1,166,051, which means we only actually lost, rather than the $100,000 that we could count on losing every time we did the heist, we only lost 50. So yeah, there's your other 50,000. You don't even have to do the payphone heist. Your setup fee is already done and dusted. Now, let's get back to not panicking. Okay, well, if you're wondering why I don't play in public lobbies, there you go. Okay, here we go. Now, I know when a lot of people like scope out the island to find out what the primary target is, they don't even bother with the secondary loot because the easiest way basically to get an elite challenge every time is to just go straight to the airport, grab what you can grab, and then go. However, when I do the scope out mission, I always take the extra 5 minutes and check basically everything along the waterfront at the North Dock and everything at the airport, and if I don't end up with like really good loot, I will then also check the main dock, although quite frankly I hate gathering secondary loot from the main dock. However, on this particular scope out, what I found was I actually have the ability to fill my loot bag with every possible like loot mix scenario you can think of, from like nothing but cash all the way up to, you know, sniffles and a painting. What I'm going to do is I am basically going to run this heist like 4 times, starting from like the second best scenario you're ever going to get on it, which is basically sniffles and a painting, down to the 4th time when we are going to do nothing but fill our bags with just cheap cash, which is 100% the worst case scenario, but we will get the elite challenge and we should still take home over $1 million for the heist. Now, I've already got like a metric ton of Cayo Perico heist videos on the channel, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run all these heists. I am going to record them, but for you guys, I'm just going to do them as musical montages. However, when I edit, I will actually keep a running clock down at the bottom of the screen, so strap yourselves in and let's go do some science.
this up unless you want to, in which case I will bring the cat. It looks like they have sealed off the drainage pipe you used to get in here. You will have to find another way out.
God, he talks a lot on this mission. Okay, there we go. We are at the front gate. We are ready to escape. And it feels like... yeah, it still feels like we're running around the 10.5, 11-minute mark for the whole heist total, I think.
They have their attack boats mobilized along the coast.
Alright, so we got 1,144,000. We'll call it 1,145,000.
The cries of the impotent despot is beautiful, no?
Anyway, as I was saying, I anticipate this is going to be about 11.5 minutes. We should make 1,090,000 and change, give or take. So just shy of 1,100,000. Which, end of the day, considering we went out of our way to get the crappiest possible loot we could get, which involved actually going to 2 different friggin' loot spawn locations, yeah, we're still going to be over $1 million for just over half an hour work. Okay, yeah, so even with 2 loot locations, we still easily did it in under 15 minutes. Okay, start my timer so that I can make sure to restart the heist in Elite. Let's bank our money really quick, and then yeah, we'll end the video. So there you go. Even with the crappiest loot you can possibly get, and we only got, I think it was $50,000 out of the safe, if I caught it right. I mean, I had other things on my mind at the time, but I was trying to pay attention to see what it was. But yeah, when I caught it out of the corner of my eye, I'm pretty sure it was in the neighborhood of 50 grand. Anyway, yeah, crappy loot, kind of a miss safe, the newly buffed, incredibly cheap tequila, and we still managed to bring home $1 million. So basically my advice to people that still want to make Cayo Perico a very profitable way to make a lot of money in a very short amount of time is, 1, set a timer on your phone, get a stopwatch, keep playing for however long you need to keep playing, whatever it is you need to do, you absolutely want to start the challenge in hard mode. Yes, it is a little bit of extra effort, but it's also an extra $100,000. So yeah, if it is at all physically possible, I would avoid doing it on easy mode like the plague. And 2, you definitely need to get the Elite Challenge to make it pay. And if that is actually something you struggle with, there are a lot of different guides available on YouTube and online for, how to get Elite every single time. I personally would recommend either TGG's guide, or there's this guy called Subscribe for Tacos. He's got a lot of really good guides on it, and in fact, it's actually his method of doing the compound that I used in this video, which got us, as you saw, even with all the extra time I wasted just to get a bag full of cash, still managed to get me that Elite bonus. And that is pretty much it. So is Cayo Perico as good as it used to be? No, absolutely not. Is Cayo Perico still $1 million in under an hour and the easiest, fastest way to make money in the game? Absolutely 100% yes. And on that note of lucrative positivity, as always, I've been Digby. This has been Agent Pendergast. We thank you guys for stopping by. We really hope you guys enjoyed this episode of GTA 5. And if you're a regular player of the Cayo Perico heist, we also hope that it alleviated some anxiety and showed you that you don't have to panic. And yeah, we hope to see you for the next one.